Hello, I'm Mary Cravella, and today I'll be teaching you how to make boxed brownies. Now, I would have done something homemade, but frankly, I'm not the best of a baker, and I just can't do that. So, boxed brownies it'll be. So, first things first, you're going to want to put up your hair, if it's long, and wash your hands, because everybody's getting sick, and nobody wants to find hair in their food. Second thing, make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees and just let it preheat until it's time to put it in. Now, your ingredients. The first thing you should have is, of course, your brownie mix, and then 2 large eggs, vegetable oil, and then your bowl and your little measuring cup. Now, the first thing that I like to do after the preheating is get 2/3 cups of vegetable oil and measure it out into my measuring cup. Now, for things that'll take a little longer, I plan on pausing the video and then showing you the before and after so you have a frame of reference still. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, now I'm back. It should look like this. I went a little over, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Now, add it to your bowl. And now the next thing to do is to get 3 tablespoons of water. And I will be right back for that too. Okay, now this is what your mix should look like. Sorry, my back camera doesn't seem to be working. Or it won't turn around. Now after that, you should crack your 2 eggs and add them into the mix, which I will pause for this too because it can get kind of loud. Okay, I've just added in my eggs. Don't know if you can see them through the bowl. But I wanted to make a quick mention that if you get any eggshells in, just to quickly make sure you pick them out, because if they bake, they can be really, really hard. And 2, if you make any misses, that's totally okay. They can always be wiped up. Now the next thing to do would be to mix all of this. Or at least the box would say you could mix it in with the batter right now, or like with the mix right now. But I like to mix all this together so that way it's one cohesive thing and then add in the mix, because to me it's just easier. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've just finished mixing up all the vegetable oil, water, and eggs. And now I will get the mix out. And usually I just already have out the bag, but for some reason I did not this time, but it's okay. You're going to want to cut open your mix. And again, something that I like to do is to add the mix gradually so it's much easier to stir in. Because I'm not very super duper arm muscly, so I just typically like to add in a good halfway mix and then try and mix it with a regular spoon. Now I'm going to pause this so I can get it done real quick, and then I'll show you adding in the rest of the bag. Okay, so as I'm finishing up mixing in the rest of this brownie mix, I wanted to make a quick note that it's okay if all your brownie mix isn't quite stirred in yet with just the spoon, because we have mixers. So that's okay. Just make sure to get all of your brownie batter off the sides and to make sure that you've got out as many of the big clumps as you can before mixing. So just a good big motion of scraping the sides is good, or you can do whatever you want really, but this is just what I prefer to do, because again, I don't really go to the gym and I don't do much with my arms, so yeah. But as you mix this, just make sure to make big wide motions, because that tends to get out a lot of the clumps. And just as long as you make sure that those big clumps really aren't in there, you should be good even if you don't have a mixer. But I like to do it just to double down and make sure that everything's okay. So I'll pause this and go and use the mixer to mix up the rest of this. Okay, so now's a good time to set your batter aside after you fully beat it and spray your pan with vegetable spread. So I'll be right back and I'll show you after. Now this is what your pan should look like. All kind of covered. And this is what your batter should look like. Very, very nice, very, very blended. And the next thing you're gonna wanna do is just to pour your mix into your pan. And I will pause for this too, but I will show you after. Do not worry. Okay, so after spreading in your pan, it should look like this, kind of all evened out. And after this, all we do is just place into the oven and bake for 36 to 40 minutes, depending on your pan size, which if you don't quite know, search it up and it should tell you a different time for that. But otherwise, after that 36 to 40 minutes is up, if you're like mine, that's it. Thank you for listening.